Welcome back to The Will of the Hunted. This week, it's just in the family, no guests, and we're going to do a little State of the Union and catch up on how things have gone since the podcast has come out, which we've been on air for over a month now. I think this is our 6th regular episode, and we're also going to be celebrating the season because it's TWOTHctober, and we have pumpkins that I grew, and Chetwynd has a witch hat. He's very fashionable. So he's ready for the season 2. And at the end of the show, we have a mystery box from a friend of the show who is a leather worker. I think that's the right term.
That sounds right. If it's leather and worked.
It's worked and it's leather. And we love it. We're very excited. So thank you, Cass. We will open this at the end of the show. All right. This podcast is for support and commentary only, not professional advice. I am not a licensed clinician. This podcast might be triggering to some listeners as we have honest discussions about trauma, but we have lighter conversations about mental health and identity as well. And if you need help, go to thewillofthehunted.com/resources. And remember, you are not alone. So, over the past month, we've been, cranking out episodes, talking to a lot of people, getting some really good feedback as well. How have you felt being both on and off camera? This is also your on-camera debut because the first episode, we had a green screen fireplace and the green screen kind of failed when we were waving our arms in front of it and the light was changing. So it ended up being a visualizer.
Yeah, it's tough when you talk animated and we don't necessarily have the setup to minimize the shadows going on right now. That the green screen doesn't work. So it was a good effort to try and experiment, but we keep learning with what we are capable of doing with the equipment we've begged, borrowed, or stolen.
Stolen?
Okay, maybe we haven't stolen, but hey, we're making do with what we got for now, and we'll upgrade and do better as time goes on. But for right now, we're working with what we got.
How have you felt about? Me yapping about this for months and months, and now that it's actually happening and we're on set and we're filming and things are going out and people are listening, how do you feel?
I think it's great. It's wonderful. I think you, even within your own friend groups, you're having a positive impact just within our immediate circle of people, which is a wonderful thing to see and hear. So then to think of the potential for outreach as this grows and things happen, that'll be a nice thing to see. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making it possible.
Oh, thank you for making it possible. This is your brainchild. I'm just here.
We both have custody. Oh wait, that's a divorce joke. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. You can make divorce jokes around me. Just because my parents are divorced, along with 50% of the nation, it's okay. I think we're all used to it.
Sorry, that's a little below the belt. Unintentionally.
Hardly. You only think it's below the belt because your parents aren't divorced. Any child of a divorced family, I guarantee you would have made that joke 6 times already. Yeah. So, where are we going? So we're talking about, let's say, union. Oh, you asked me about how being behind the camera was. It's different. It's fun. I think for episodes like this, it's a little interesting because we juggle having to do with the camera and the audio, but there's nobody there operating them. It's just us. So it kind of makes it interesting, whereas it's a little more fun where I get to sit behind the camera when you have another guest in studio is great, because then it's kind of fun to just be there and enjoy the conversation. I get to kind of be active, an active listener, and then I have to remind myself to check the camera, make sure things are good, nothing slip focus.
But you were bored as fuck during the Zoom interviews because I can only hear the guest in my headphones, so he's sitting there just hearing me talk to like a one-sided conversation.
I get
and
half
he's just
of it.
like, yes, dear, I'll change the camera.
It's like, battery's about to die. Swap, dude. Okay. And then I just sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
Good fun.
And how do you feel about being on camera and also on airwaves?
I think it's fine. You know, I'm told I have a decent voice for this, so but no, that's.
You have a great voice.
Oh, thank you.
It's very pleasing to listen to.
I'm told I could put people to sleep with it quite well.
So one of the things that we did recently, since the first podcast episode came out, was we went down to Boston, the hunting grounds, to see Ethel Cain, which I had my qualms about going down to Boston, and I was terrified the entire time, but I really wanted to see Ethel. So yeah, I've been jamming Ethel into your eardrums for a year and a half, especially since I hyperfixated on it when my case started. But what did you think of the concert?
I think the concert was a lot of fun. There was a ton of people. Oh my goodness, that venue was packed down in Boston. Like the line was literally around the entire building. So that was a pretty interesting experience to have to walk around the whole building and just to get in, and then do another line around the inside of the building just to get to the merch station.
Oh my gosh.
So that was fun.
We walked past her tour bus. That was so cool. But do you like the music? I know it's not up your alley completely, but
you know what? I think the music you typically listen to, or the songs you choose to listen to of hers, are not generally the ones that are my cup of tea because they're a little more slow and
they're like I want to kill myself songs.
But the songs of hers that are high on energy, and where like the light show for the performance went off, those ones are actually a lot of fun. And I could definitely vibe behind those, and those were good.
That was insane with I mean, she opened with Janie, but then I went into like Nettles and Dust Bowl and Fuck Me Eyes, and that was 80s synth banger. All the lights were going, people were screaming. That was awesome. Yeah.
So that was great.
That was a really great experience. It was great to make new memories in Boston, but it was also very emotional. Taking the T back to North Station. We had to leave early, unfortunately, because our train, like the last train leaves at midnight, so we weren't going to take a $300 Uber. Yeah. But riding the T back with a bunch of college students who were all like full of life and like yipping and yapping, and I sat there crying next to them because being on the T and stuff put me back in that mindset of when I was first in college and I was that excited and I was like, I'm living in a big city, like the world is my oyster. And then having all these realizations of now that the first episode of the podcast was out and I had done something with my story, I've had this really strong urge to forget it. And unfortunately being back in Boston with that realization, no romanticizing anymore. The veil of truth has been lifted. You know, I'm not hiding from it anymore. And it was really, really tough. Just kind of being like, oh yeah, this all really happened. And I just cried the whole way home, It's
okay. That's partly why we chose to take the T and take the train and commute into the city rather than drive into it. Because trying to drive out of Boston, which is a nightmare, on a night where, in addition to the Ethel Cain concert, there was a Red Sox game.
Oh my God.
So add that to traffic, and then try being a caring, supportive partner while you're driving in that madness to someone who's dealing with everything you were dealing with. And we made the conscious decision, no, let's take the train, because that way we can at least just sit and focus on each other and take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
and not spend that mental energy there. And then we get an hour train ride to stabilize a bit till we're back to our car. And then the car is just a half-hour drive home. No big deal. So we chose to do that rather than just drive in the city and then deal with it. Next time we might just get a hotel or something and do, and iterate on how we do the process if we want to enjoy the full show of something like that.
We got, I think she went on stage at 9:15 and we had to leave at 10. So we got 45 minutes. We got until a knock at the door, and then we would have had to leave either way if we parked in the city or not, so, but thank you. It was a great experience.
It was a lot of fun.
So in the few episodes since we've started this podcast, we have tried to really establish what we want to do with it and what we want to say. And this isn't like just about trauma dumping. This isn't about final wishes. This is not the will, like rest in peace. This is the will to live, the will to heal, the will to survive, the will of the hunted. So you had an idea about kind of going over our pillars on camera and talking about what our goals are for the podcast.
Yeah. So it's very important to structure our framework for our conversations and like looking at our guests. Obviously, we're probably going to be bringing on, while we're getting going, more friends and family and people we know.
Yeah.
Because it's just easy that way to reach out to your own community and bring them in. But it'll help us set forward figuring out who to reach out to in the future as well. But it's one of those things where we want to lock in our guiding principles for what are the conversations we want to be having on the show. And so that goes back to the 3 pillars of the tagline you just uttered, right?
Yep.
So then locking in from those 3, we need to have our kind of what is each episode. Why are you asking the questions you're asking?
Yeah.
So a lot of our focus is on trauma, mental health, and identity. So those 3 big things are the key frameworks that you want to focus discussions on, and generally our guests are going to have 1 to all 3 of those things.
Yeah.
And generally mental health is probably going to be...
The Bermuda Triangle.
But mental health is probably falling in both identity or trauma, because usually if you have an issue with any of those, you're going to have an issue with mental health, unfortunately. Those 3 are the guiding principles of, okay, this is why we want to talk to someone.
Exactly.
And so then what comes for that is, how do we guide that? And so because we can talk about some terrible things. Our first episode was probably the darkest episode we could go to so far. Thank goodness. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we want to go darker than that, but that was a hard episode, and then we followed up with the second and keep on going.
Yeah.
But it kind of sets the ground of this. We tried to bounce back in the second one, so be, hey, this is what you went through, but this is how you've bounced back and grown from it. And so that's one of our frameworks is healing.
This is a risky show because we're talking about very heavy topics, and this could be seen as trauma dumping or encapsulating someone's life. But this is, we're trying to focus on healing and wanting to be here and fighting for our lives and for survival. And that's what the will of the hunted is to me. So I think it's really important that we kind of set that. It is risky, especially when we do bring on more guests outside of our circle at some point. I'm very scared to do that because, we are handling people's stories, which are very, very sensitive, very loaded. And, we want to do the best job we can of helping people tell their stories, but also kind of protecting us at the same time because we are not licensed clinicians. Let me tell you that.
And we're also looking to not just tell a person's story, but we're providing resources to the community for people if you have an issue or something, or you have a fear or a concern, and you hear a story that resonates with you. Part of the goal is to provide outreach options that you can search for yourself. And so that's why you have the whole resources page on the website, right?
TheWillOfTheHunted.com/resources.
So you can go there, and hopefully there'll be a link there that can help you find the outreach you need. Okay, so yeah, then we have the will to live. And so going from healing to the will to live, it's life is a struggle. And so yeah, so then we have to look at the will to live in this framework of trauma, mental health, and identity. So what are the things that provide us fuel to keep moving forward, to encapsulate how we want to approach our life, and keep going despite any confrontation that may come from it.
Yeah. I really liked what you said about the resources, because something I've really enjoyed doing is kind of asking the guests to send me what resources they like or they think that would be the most helpful. Like our friend Amara, and I asked her to send me resources about, finding missing and murdered Indigenous women and drink two spirits. And then Mandolin sent us resources we could share about BPD. So we're opening the conversation and hopefully lowering the stigma, because if you're watching this, you're probably struggling with something. So we want to make sure that you feel like you're not alone, but also that you can get help. And we're hopefully making that easy.
Yep. So, yeah. And then we have what you encapsulate as the will to survive, but I kind of like to jokingly call it the will to thrive. Because it's not just getting through these traumatic events, the identity crises, and figuring out who we are, or the mental health barriers, whether it's BPD or other struggles. It's finding a way to live through those things, make peace with ourselves, and bounce back stronger than ever. It's to accept ourselves for who we are, and become more, and strive to be a little bit better every day, and work towards that 1% each day of becoming something more than what we are.
So our friend Jaina is going to be on the podcast in a couple weeks, and she has a tattoo on her arm that says, "Survival is insufficient." And I think that's really beautiful. And I think it really sums up what you said about how we're not just trying to stay alive. We are, but it's about enjoying life too, and understanding that we can have fun and laugh and be full people after living through horrific shit.
Yeah.
Life is good. All right, so we got a box from my friend Cass, who is a leather worker. She makes amazing armor and all sorts of creations. Check her out. It's at the Astral Artificer, and I'll put that on screen. She's super cool. So she sent us a box to open, and I don't know what's in it. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So, would you be willing to... Okay. Thank you.
You get to do the honors. I'll just provide the tools.
It was backwards. That's why it's not cutting. Wait, sorry. ASMR listeners, headphones on.
Are you giving them ASMR? Are you edging them on cutting this box open? Oh my goodness.
Edging? Oh my gosh, okay. So the first thing that we see that is visible is, oh my god, is this like a What do you call this? That's so cool.
Is it like a brace? It's not a bracer, but
It's oh my god. I'm so sorry, Cass. It's like a cuff, like a wrist cuff. That's so cool. And she does all of this by hand. Like this is all hand stitched leather. And I believe she paints it as well. That's crazy. Do you want to open the next one?
There's more. Hold on.
You have to put that one on.
I don't know how, and there's no.
I think it goes over your.
Is it over the forearm?
Yeah, it's like a
There's
Okay.
like an actual gauntlet.
Oh my god.
Oh, and it's matching for your other side.
I feel like a Power Ranger. And then we have a little note.
And Chetwin's down for a nap. All right.
He's just sleeping. What does that say? Journal of Spirited Resolve.
There you go.
Whoa.
And we're still going here. And it looks like we have.
Oh, she does the woodworking too. Oh, right. Oh my god.
So we have a little.
Look at the sticker. She has the logo put up on screen here.
Yep. So this is a magic item, the Lantern of Revealing. When lit, reveals inside objects and people. So, looks like some assembly required, but I can do that in no time, and
All right.
we can add that at a later time in post-production. We'll show it assembled. And then
Oh, there's a little letter.
there's
Okay.
a letter with a little lovely butterfly.
We're gonna set
I like
this.
that seal.
That's so cute. Okay.
Yeah.
The Journal of Spirited Resolve will go up here. There's little tags with everything that says magic item and its properties and abilities and what stats it boosts, I guess. All right. Yeah, the little wood. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Cass says, "Hey, you don't need to read this out loud on camera." Oh. P.S. bracelet is for your partner, boyfriend. Couldn't remember our terminology. Also, if you need help assembling the lantern, let me know. So, thank you for your very sweet message. I am so glad we're friends too. I love you, Cass, and this is crazy. I'm so sorry it took us so long to film this episode, but I really wanted to open this on camera. I've been like holding the box.
It's been
This
fun.
is insane.
Those look great. That's really cool.
And then what is the
You're
lantern?
gonna stim for that so hard. Shiggling around with that.
Oh my god. Like, I'm wearing this to Magic next week.
Nice.
This is my Outlaw Thunder... Outlaws of Thunder because I have a bristly veil deck.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so the lantern.
The lantern, so yeah.
Would you be willing to, like, kind of see what's up with that? The wood engraving. So cool.
So there's an electric candle. It's very cool.
This is beautiful.
So the sides. That looks like.
This is all staying on set, by the way. These are all decorations for set. We're going to turn that on now as part of the set.
There we go.
There we go. Ethel Cain, you can go. There. That's so cool.
That's pretty neat, though. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And everyone, please check out Cass's work at the Astral Artificer. That'll be right here on screen. And if you want to send us a message, write to thewillofthehunted@gmail.com, and we might read it on the show. We can also read it anonymously as well, if you prefer. Please specify. But we appreciate everyone's feedback and all of your support for the show. So we'd love to hear from you, and it might be right here on the show.
Yeah.
So thank you, Cass, again, and we'll see you next week here on The Will of the Hunted at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And just remember that you are not alone, and if you need resources, go to thewillofthehunted.com/resources.
Bye.
Bye. Life is good. You are not alone. And if you need help, go to thewillofthehunted.com/resources.